Have you ever felt trapped in your own laziness, like no matter how much you plan, you just can't seem to move? Imagine waking up one morning, staring at the ceiling, knowing you've wasted hours scrolling, doing nothing, and feeling that sinking guilt that whispers, "You could have done so much more." That feeling isn't just uncomfortable, it's a warning, a signal that your potential is waiting just behind the barrier of your own hesitation. If you're watching this right now, I want you to pause for just a moment and imagine what life could be like if you stopped letting laziness control you. But before we dive deeper into this story, if you want more life-changing, motivational content that actually pushes you to act, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Trust me, this will be worth your time. Let me tell you a story about a young woman named Emily. Emily was like many of us, bright, full of dreams, but constantly held back by her own procrastination. Every morning, she promised herself she would start her day differently, but somehow the next thing she knew, hours would slip away. Bills were unpaid, ideas were shelved, and slowly a quiet frustration began to build inside her. She knew deep down that she wasn't lazy in the traditional sense. She wasn't incapable. She just hadn't found the spark that would make her leap into action. One rainy afternoon, Emily sat by her window, staring at the world outside, watching people move with purpose while she remained stuck. Her mind was a whirlwind of excuses. "I'll start tomorrow, I'm too tired today, it's not the right time." And yet, something inside her shifted. She realized that every excuse was just a wall she had built around herself, and the key to breaking through wasn't more planning or thinking, it was action. Just one small, deliberate step. She decided that day that she would do one thing she had been avoiding for weeks. She would organize her workspace. It seemed small, even trivial, but it was a start. As she cleared the clutter, something unexpected happened. She felt lighter, freer, as if each item she put in its place released a fraction of her trapped energy. And then she did something even more daring. She wrote down 3 tasks she could actually complete today. Nothing huge, just manageable steps. Finish that one report, make that phone call, and go for a short walk. By the end of the day, Emily hadn't just finished her tasks, she had shattered the invisible chains that had kept her rooted in place for months. And that small victory lit a fire inside her that would not be extinguished. You see, laziness often disguises itself as comfort. It whispers that it's easier to wait, to postpone, to avoid discomfort. But discomfort is exactly what growth feels like. Every person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, started with someone willing to step into that discomfort, willing to take action when it would have been easier to do nothing. Emily's journey wasn't about grand gestures, it was about small, consistent actions and the courage to start. The next day, Emily took another step. She woke up an hour earlier than usual just to give herself time to think, to plan, and to move. At first, it felt awkward. Her body resisted, her mind wanted to snooze, but she pressed on. That small hour became a bridge, connecting her intentions to real results. Within a week, she had completed tasks that had been lingering for months. Within a month, she began to see changes she never thought possible. More focus, more energy, and a deep satisfaction that only comes from being productive on purpose. But the story doesn't end there. Emily faced setbacks. She had days when she felt lazy again, when Netflix and comfort tried to pull her back into stagnation. And here's the lesson: overcoming laziness is not about perfection. It's about persistence. It's about recognizing the pattern and choosing to act anyway. On those tough days, Emily reminded herself of one simple rule: action beats inaction, no matter how small. Even a single step forward is progress. Even a tiny action moves you closer to the life you want. Let's talk about something most people miss: the emotional cost of laziness. When we put things off, we don't just waste time, we steal our own confidence. Every missed opportunity, every ignored goal chips away at our self-belief. And the scariest part, it becomes a habit. Laziness can quietly become your default mode, shaping your identity without you even noticing. Emily realized that she had been defining herself by what she didn't do, rather than by what she could achieve. Reclaiming her time wasn't just about completing tasks, it was about reclaiming her identity, proving to herself that she was capable, disciplined, and unstoppable. So, how did she keep this momentum? Emily discovered the power of triggers and routines. She set up her environment for success. No more excuses like, "I can't find my notebook," or "I'll do it later." She placed her goals where she could see them, set alarms, and broke big tasks into tiny, achievable actions. She rewarded herself for completing steps, no matter how small, and slowly her life transformed. She realized that action breeds motivation, not the other way around. Motivation comes after you start moving. Laziness disappears the moment you take control and prove to yourself that you can. Now imagine applying Emily's lessons to your own life. It doesn't matter if it's a long overdue project, a fitness goal, or finally learning a skill you've been putting off. The key is to stop waiting for the perfect moment because it will never come. Start now, start with something small. Even a single action today can snowball into a lifetime of achievement. And here's a little secret: when you act consistently, your mind starts craving progress. You begin to enjoy the satisfaction of completing tasks, the clarity of focus, and the confidence that comes from proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. If you're still watching this, take a deep breath and ask yourself, what is the one thing I've been avoiding that I could do right now? Not tomorrow, not next week, not when the mood strikes, but right now. Imagine the relief, the pride, the energy you will feel after taking that first step. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more powerful stories that will push you to act. Because every single viewer who joins this community is here to grow. Just like you, Emily's journey teaches us that laziness is not a fixed trait. It's a temporary state, a choice, and one that can be overcome with awareness, courage, and deliberate action. Remember, you don't need to change everything at once. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m., run a marathon, or start a business overnight. You need to start with one action, one deliberate step, and build momentum from there. The magic happens in the process, in the repetition, in showing up for yourself every single day. By the end of her story, Emily had transformed not just her habits, but her entire mindset. She learned to respect her time, to value her energy, and to act even when she didn't feel like it. Laziness lost its power over her because she chose to act first and let motivation follow. And this can be your story too. You have the same power inside you. The only difference between where you are now and where you want to be is the first step, that first decision to act right now. So here's my challenge to you: pick one thing, just one, that you've been putting off. Write it down, set a timer, and do it. Feel the satisfaction of crossing it off. Feel the weight lift off your shoulders. Let that tiny victory ignite the fire that has been dormant inside you for far too long. And as you continue to act, share your journey. Comment below and tell me what step you're taking today. Share this video with someone who needs this push, because sometimes all it takes is one story to inspire a lifetime of action. Remember, the only way to overcome laziness is to move. One step, one action, one choice at a time, and soon you'll realize you are unstoppable. Take control today. Start small. Act now. And watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible.